Yeah, I got pretty carried away with this intro, didn't I? Hello, I'm Zaccura and welcome back to my channel. So as some of you know from my last video, I recently just finished with the Mermay challenge, and last week's video was the very last Mermay themed video. So for this week, I honestly wasn't really sure what to make for a video, and I was feeling just a tad drained in the illustration department because of Mermay. So I decided instead to just be really chill and just relax this week and make a video showing all the little random creative things I did during the week. A sort of week in the life of an everyday artist. But before we get into that, just wanted to take a moment to announce the winner of the Mermay 2019 giveaway. If you've seen last week's video, then you know that I held a little YouTube giveaway where y'all could enter to win a free print of any one of the 31 illustrations I did for Mermay 2019. So let's go real quick to the raffle machine and see who won. Okie dokie. Let's see. And ta-da! Zillin Wolf! Congratulations, Zillin! I hope you enjoy your free print. So yes, thank you to all of you who participated in this giveaway and for all of your support during Mermay. It was a really wonderful, fun time. And now, into the video. So I think I did this on Monday, so really just the beginning of the week. I had gone on a photo reference hunt online. I tend to do this every once in a while, where I just go onto a copyright-free image website and look for nice photos that I can potentially use for art reference. And this time in particular, I looked for some photos of like normal, everyday people. And the reason was because I wanted to try to draw people in my cartoony style and see like what it would look like if I tried to turn anyone into a cartoon version of themselves. Kind of like caricature, but I didn't try to exaggerate any of their characteristics and instead just literally cartoonify. So like, you know, you and then cartoon you. Finding photos of everyday people doing everyday things is a lot harder to find than one may think. Most of the time, if people bother uploading their photos to an image website, they want that photo to look really nice. So there's usually a lot of filters and touch-ups, and honestly, the people being photographed are models. So it can be really hard to find just like photos of everyday people doing everyday things. And the ones I got this time were still pretty, you know, like staged, obviously, but I think they were close enough. These were the two photos I ended up using on this day, this guy with the bike and this girl from this photo of a bunch of young ladies. It was actually really fun to cartoonify real people in my style, and I definitely want to keep practicing this. Do let me know what you guys think of these two drawings, and do you think they somewhat capture the people that were drawn? I don't know. Let me know. So what I'm doing now is painting some styrofoam cups. I know, pretty random, but that's the life of an artist, yo. This was really just a way of recycling these cups, or I guess making something that is already being recycled into something that's pretty. We actually have like these little plants that are grown inside little recycled things like water bottles and some styrofoam cups. And I think it's a really great way of reusing something that would otherwise just like be tossed. So I figured I'd give some life to these little cups and hit them with some good old-fashioned craft paint. They honestly have a perfect surface texture for painting because of how porous they are. So they really just, they took that craft paint and just, it was very exquisitely. And I think the end result is pretty cute. And actually what's funny is the dull texture of the craft paint actually kind of made the styrofoam look a bit like terracotta. So from far away it kind of looks like normal clay pots, which is pretty neat. Later in the week, the weather was just like really beautiful outside, so I decided to head outdoors to draw, which is like, wow, I emerged from my cave for once. This was probably the first time I did a full illustration outdoors. Like, I sometimes sketch in my sketchbook outside, but I've never actually brought my paints or markers and stuff and actually did a full illustration. But I've been wanting to for a long time. And it was an interesting experience. The hardest thing was actually figuring out how to film it all because I have a very small bendy tripod that fits in my bag and that's what I brought. And it was not easy to find a way to set that up in a stable condition. So at first I just found a park bench and did the line work of the piece on my lap, which worked okay. But after that was done, I realized that in order to color it in, I really needed a table because otherwise I don't want to be dropping my pens all over the place. So, and there was only like 2 tables around and they were both taken. So eventually I I crawled underneath one of the playground structures that were there and drew on the ground. Yes, I literally was that weirdo adult hiding under your child's playground. Okay, but there weren't, to my defense, okay, there were not any kids there like playing on the structure at the time, okay? So it was a little less weird. But yeah, I was feeling pretty awkward, but I quickly got over it once I started painting, and honestly, it ended up being a really great place to draw. It was shielded from the sun, and it was a pretty windy day, and being under there blocked out most of the wind, so my paper wasn't like blowing all over the place. So yeah, not bad. It was slightly awkward to draw on the ground though. It would have been nice to have a little table under there so I didn't have to hunch over. But overall, not a bad experience. Would do again. Just not anytime too soon. I probably want to avoid being known as the hermit artist at your kids' playground. But I do think I'll try to draw outside more often, if I can find slightly less awkward places to draw in. When it came to the actual illustration itself, I did a silhouette-based piece with all the main characters from Zig's Journey, which, as many of you guys know, Zig's Journey was my storybook that I wrote and illustrated, and I ran a crowdfunding campaign at the end of last year for it, which was very successful thanks to you guys. And I know I haven't really mentioned it at all ever since wrapping up the campaign, and I'll be totally honest with you guys, it was really because I had originally hoped to have Zig's Journey available for sale pretty soon after the campaign. And when that didn't happen, I kind of wanted to just wait until it was available before really mentioning it or the characters again, because then some of y'all might be curious as to so what happened to the book, where is it, yada yada. But I figured I love these characters so much and I want to draw them, so I'm not gonna stop myself from drawing them and posting them. That's just silly. So yeah, I have not forgotten about Zig's Journey at all. I really haven't stopped working at it ever since the campaign ended. There really has just been a lot to learn. This is my first time doing something like this, as I've mentioned numerous times before, and I quickly realized that my idea to have the book available so soon after the campaign was just not really feasible. So some things in my plan had to change, but the end goal is still the same. Because I love Zig and Yukio and Fleek and Goo, and I set myself a goal back in November when I did the campaign that I would get the book available to the world. So that's still going to happen. It's still going to be going up. It's just been taking a little bit longer. But hopefully you guys don't mind, and I hope all of y'all who did get the book during the campaign have been enjoying it. And thanks so much to everyone who has gotten back to me, letting me know like what you think and like what your kids think and how much they like it and you guys like it. It just makes me really happy to hear that people have been having a very positive view on it so far. So yeah, I'll keep you guys posted on when the book will go up, and it shouldn't be too much longer, but I don't want to set anything in stone. So yeah, you know, to be continued. And that brings us to the end of this week's video. Do let me know what you thought of this random Mod Podge week. It was really nice to just be chill and just show the random things I did for the week. And actually, I almost forgot to mention this, but another thing I did this week was I made a new song, kind of. It's a really short song. I'm sure it's playing somewhere in this video at the end, at the beginning. I don't know how I will edit this thing, but yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it, and if you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. I make new videos every week. If you'd like to follow me on social media, all the links to that are in the description box. And until next time, stay awesome, stay inspired, always. See ya!